I just want to start by saying this isn't going to be one of those generic red pill YouTube videos where I tell you how to treat women, how to date women, how to be masculine. Masculinity is important, but it's such a watered down topic right now because so many people have different opinions on it, and I think a lot of it is wrong. I made a video about healthy masculinity. I think you should watch that. This is a video about being a man. Now, I'm a young man. I'm 21 years old, I'll soon be 22, so I don't know much about life. But what I do know related to being a man is that I can pass this on, the little information I do have. What I have learned, what I have realised. There is some truth to what they say about toxic masculinity, and there's some truth about what these red pill YouTubers say. The truth is always somewhere in the middle. This isn't about how to be a man, this is what nobody fucking tells you. First off, I want to say that you should never play the victim, because this isn't a video saying that I'm a man and I have it so difficult and they'll never understand, because there's almost this mindset from both genders. And without even realising it, you are victimising yourself. Because no one tells me how hard it is to be a man. This world would be so much better if there was mutual understanding. I'm not going to sit here and speak about women's issues because I have no idea. I've not lived as a woman. But the only thing I know is that women have problems unique to them and men have problems unique to them, because men and women are completely different. But there is mutual understanding there, because we may not ever understand what each gender goes through, but the understanding is that we go through something. And instead of playing this game, which we always do, which always comes back to kindergarten or primary school, boys versus girls, who's the biggest victim? Who has it harder in life? Is it male suicides or women oppression? How about instead of trying to work out who's the most victimized, we just try and work on existing in harmony, for once. That being said, I can only talk to you from the lens of a man, but not as a victim, just so you can understand. Most of the time, it comes down to emotion. Now, this is an interesting topic, isn't it? I'm not going to sit here and tell you to bottle up your emotions. But it's funny. This modern world, the whole ethos is behind having your emotions at the forefront, through not bottling them up, which in theory is good, through being emotional, being more like women. But Chief, they may teach you that. That's not what they expect from you. You see, as a man, your emotions can get you in a lot of trouble, especially anger. But sadness, and this isn't just a male thing, but no one gives a shit about your sadness, from what I've experienced. Support groups aren't really common. We're not really taught how to deal with our emotions because it's different. We're either taught to not deal with it at all, or to deal with it like women are taught to deal with it, on average, and this is a stereotype. But it doesn't work the same because we are not the same. Why do you think male suicides are going up so much? You need to understand that you won't have the same support group. When you come into a new environment, you will feel alone. I did when I came into a new environment recently. I actually came in with a woman on the same level as me, and I noticed the difference. And I wasn't looking at it through a victim mindset, just through an analytical brain. Every time she'd make a mistake or she'd feel nervous, she'd be coddled by her friends. So, oh, it's okay, she'd be encouraged, pushed to being better. I was only ever told when I was shit. I was put down, just expected to take it on the chin and move on, and if not, I could fuck off. I'm not saying every place is like that, that's definitely a toxic environment. I'm not saying that this is what it's like to be a man, but stereotypically, you will get a lot of this. They tell you to be in touch with your emotions, but they don't tell you you'll need to control them. That the more you get into yourself and you get stronger, the more people will want to rely on you. That your main purpose is to be useful. What is your use? Because it's not acceptable, Chief, to be a man-child. If you are in your 20s and all you do is you maybe have a job just so you can go home, play video games and wank to porn, that's not acceptable. You're not a man, you're a boy. But people will tell you that's self-love, to do what you enjoy. So why are you depressed? They expect you just to take it on your shoulders. And you know what, Chief? You should. You should. Because the more you can take on your shoulders, the stronger you will be. Now, again, I'm not telling you to bottle up your emotions. What I'm a big perpetrator of, I guess, what I'm behind is Stoicism. And everyone always gets it wrong about Stoicism. I've said it many times on this channel. The act of controlling and understanding your emotions, not bottling them up. Feeling them when you need to feel them, but showing nothing externally. This takes years to master, as you can imagine. Especially as a young man with your testosterone up here. If you're healthy, you will have emotions and you will feel them to the fullest extent. But if you can imagine a world where they wouldn't control you. Imagine a world where you could choose your choices based on pragmatism, based on what is best for the situation, not based on how you feel. Imagine, because you can, because it's always a choice, it's just so difficult. You will be expected to be good, and when you're not, you'll be laughed at, and when you are, you won't be given much praise, maybe respect from your peers. You'll be expected to be confident. When you're not confident, it'll be like there's something wrong with you, and when you are, it'll be because you're just a man and you have it so easy. A lot of people will assume you're okay because you're a guy. And a lot of people will avoid you if you're sad. Won't know how to deal with it. Now, when I said you have to deal with everything, you can find people to confide in. You have family, people you trust. Please don't bottle everything up, Chief. That's not what I'm saying. I have a very close friend who I see as a brother, and he hears everything. He knows me more than even my family know me. And that is who I confide in. You find someone you confide in, someone you trust. But do not wear your heart on your sleeve. Because you are vulnerable. And people will tell you that showing vulnerability is maturity. It's naivety, because unfortunately there are people out there that want to do you harm. But at the same time, you shouldn't be all the way stripped back. You should be a middle ground where you can be open, you can be resourceful, you can be useful, but there's still mystery to you. What people don't tell you about being a man is that a lot of people don't even know what that should be. And I'm not saying I have the answers either. There are people on here claiming they know what masculinity is, and they know what it should be. Should. What a strong and stupid word. But they are inconsistent. The whole culture is that there is nothing to worry about, that you have it easy. But again, suicides are going so far up, you probably won't have a support group to start with, and you'll have to find it. You're going to have to find hope from within yourself and channel it into things, on improving yourself and becoming useful. But what people don't tell you about being a man, which is what I will tell you right now, is that if you do it right, if you push through it, not as a victim, not because your life is harder than anyone else, but because you chose to have hope. If you push through it, if you work on yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever, and you become the best version of yourself, what people don't tell you is that could be the most beautiful feeling and experience of your existence. And if you can learn to be a good man, you can be a leader, and you can be the most fulfilled you could ever imagine. Because what people don't tell you about being a man is if you do it right, it's a fucking beautiful thing. And you are allowed to enjoy that. Be a good man, Chief. Join me on my journey in doing the same. Say less. Do more. It's always got to be one. See you tomorrow, Chief.